Okay, do I say my name?
You can if you want.
My name is Emily. I have a few tips for you.
Some things that I learned while I was student teaching, and some things I wish people would have told me.
A few things that I wish people had told me before I started student teaching.
Hi. Okay, I have notes. My advice for you is as follows.
Okay, so teaching is an extremely emotional profession, and for the first few times you're probably going to cry.
My biggest advice to you guys is probably to not be friends with your students.
You can be a boss and you can be a friend to your students. Try to think of this semester as teamwork between you and your students.
If you are not a crier, you are lying to yourself.
I wish someone had told me that you cannot learn classroom management from your professors or a textbook. You have to figure it out yourself in the classroom.
My advice would be to know your school discipline ladder from the moment you get there, and to know how to handle students that even aren't your own, such as the students that you encounter in the hallways or even on duty or something like that.
You are a crier.
Also, coming into a class where things have already been set up, you can't always try everything that you want because their routines have already been established and everything. So, just kind of have to work around that and try to tweak things to the best of your ability as a newcomer into their classroom.
The honeymoon period, the first week or so, they'll be your best friends, and then you'll have to get to know them in different ways, but it'll be fun to see the real middle school students or high school students.
Sometimes your lesson will not work out, and that's okay.
Wait time is really important. Don't over-prompt your students. If you're trying to ask them a question about something that you've read or ask them to respond to something that they've read, don't sit there and say, well, what about this part? Remember when? And
Be prepared to wake up at 4:30 every morning.
A full night's sleep is worth more than a great PowerPoint presentation.
Be able to take criticism even when it's not wanted.
Be prepared to have multiple preps. I had 3. Be prepared to laugh at yourself and your mistakes.
So it's totally fine if you mess up.
Student teaching is not going to be like real teaching. It's a practice time, but it's not the real thing. So I know that took a lot of pressure off of me.
Take your bad days and learn a lesson or two from them.
so don't be afraid of just sitting there and staring at them and waiting for them to answer.
Always wear an interesting tie so kids don't see the bags under your eyes.
And also be prepared to get rid of your free time, because you're not going to have a lot of free time because most of it's going to be spent grading papers and doing stuff for school.
When you get to your unit, it's your unit. Your teacher might be very helpful, might even give you her unit and might want you to teach it that way. But remember, it's your one time to experiment and your one time to actually do it your way.
You're going to clash with some of them. But the most important thing is, when you make those breakthroughs,
You can let your students know that you're human. I had one of the worst weeks of my life, and I knew that I couldn't go in there and act like a normal day. Well, I just walked in and I said, guys, I've been having a horrible week. I explained the situation. Well, they completely floored me. I had the best behaved classes that I had seen all year, and they even asked me about it after. Over the few weeks, the next weeks, they asked how things had gone.
I found out very quickly that sometimes things go wrong, and sometimes you don't know an answer to a kid's question or whatever. Sometimes you forget your place, or the technology you want to use doesn't work, and that's totally fine.
Don't carry your troubles with you. Each day, let it go and move forward. That's all you can do. Every day is a new day.
Every day is a new day.
It'll be okay.
Don't worry about it. You have your bad days, and just know that eventually they will get better.
They're just teenagers, and they're definitely more insecure than you are.